a good Thursday afternoon to everybody. This is Drew Moholland, Afternoon Drive here on WJOP Radio. Hello to everybody listening on the road. Hello to everybody watching at home, streaming on the web. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Thursday afternoon here in Newburyport. I think we're pushing like 70 degrees outside. Outside our studios, we got this very nice little view here of, it's nice with all the windows. Not every studio gets this. We're a little bit spoiled here with this great spot that we have at the WJOP Radio studios, but it's we got like the basketball court. You got the kids running around playing basketball. There's a big field out there that people are throwing footballs around and running around. A lot of kids, a lot going on. So it's kind of nice with all the four windows here in our nice WJOP Radio studios. I keep in mind how spoiled we are to have this. They did a great job when they built it, and so it's a good spot to be. All the light coming in, it's very nice on a nice day like this. So looks like plenty of, well, tomorrow is supposed to be a nice weekend. Saturday I don't think is as great, but we are certainly turning the corner on the weather front, which is fantastic. We'll start out the show with our usual little Twitter thing. I actually just started the right before I came on the show. I gave a little Twitter question out there on our Twitter account, at Joppa Afternoons on Twitter. That's at Joppa, Joppa Afternoons on Twitter. I actually just asked the question. I'll read it to you what I asked. Well, you know what? I'll read it to you in a second because I'll talk about it in a moment. But don't forget, follow the show, stay interactive. Any questions you have for our guests, that sort of thing, make sure you send it to us on Twitter. It's a great tool to have. It seems like we're getting some good followers on there. So we're getting a nice little number of a core group of listeners. So that is good. We're happy about that. There's a lot going on in the news today. President Trump just said today that he's still ready, plans on meeting with North Korea after it looked like that thing was going to fall through, that meeting with Kim Jong-un. So the president saying today they still plan on doing that. North Korea was not happy with some of the drills that the U.S. and South Korea was still doing. So international news, I try to keep an eye on that stuff because I don't know, it's scary. But anyways, the Orange Line, I was just reading on Twitter, like the Orange Line is having bad delays again today. There's like signal problems at community college. I was thinking yesterday, actually, what would like the newsrooms do in Boston without the MBTA? Like it's the oldest rail system in the country, and it seems like there's just always a story. It's a story in the wintertime. It's a story in, when everything breaks down for a variety of reasons. It's a story in the summertime with heat and things breaking down again. Like the MBTA is always a story, usually for negative reasons. It's such a great tool to have. Unfortunately, it's not the most dependable thing in the world, but talk to all the college kids and even adult workers in Boston who do not have even a car. The T plays such an integral role in getting around Boston, and I know a lot of seniors are getting ready to go to school in Boston. Maybe that's your plan. Maybe that's your future, to get the subway and start taking the T all around. But it does seem like they're in the news a lot. They're always putting money in, always putting upgrades in. We'll see how the T does here, and I don't know. It'd be interesting to see where the T is at in like 10 years. I guess that's what I'm curious about. But anyway, have you seen this volcano in Hawaii? It's unbelievable. Just today, this volcano erupted again from the summit, which is like a really big eruption. There's been all these little ones, and actually that terminology is actually incorrect too, because the volcano, I guess, technically is always erupting. It's just not. It's like always alive inside, and I'm obviously not an expert on that, but it's always erupting, I guess. But it's just when it happens, it usually doesn't break through like this. And this volcano in Hawaii, the Kilauea volcano, has erupted from the summit, and it sent ash 30,000 feet into the air. 30,000 feet into the air, if you can imagine what that is like. The pictures from that are unbelievable. If you have a chance to like go on the internet or whatever and just see some of the lava photos, I mean, the people have literally been filming lava coming down mountains, onto streets and wrecking cars and going through houses. And of course, so many of these communities have had to evacuate. But it is just extraordinary to see some of the pictures coming from this volcano in Hawaii. It's on the Big Island, for those of you who haven't been paying attention and have maybe vacationed there, Hawaii's Big Island. But the Kilauea volcano, unbelievable, 30,000 feet in the air. I just can't even imagine. So unbelievable pictures coming out from that. Sad news today out in New Jersey, too. I was reading today about this. There's a school bus crash. We knew earlier that the injuries were serious, very, very serious, and it did not look good. They were predicting maybe some loss of life. School bus collided with a dump truck in New Jersey. You hear a lot about these school bus crashes. It's I don't know why. I mean, obviously it's a news story when you have kids on a bus and there's a crash anytime. You think back to the hockey team there, the Humboldt hockey team, just a couple months ago, I guess maybe a month ago or so. So whenever you have kids involved, that's obviously a big national story anyway, but it does seem like there's a lot of these school bus crashes. I should really have a student on. I still don't think they have seatbelts in school buses, right? I think that is the case. And I never had seatbelts on school buses, and I know it's been talked about before. I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe I should have a youngster on here and talk about that at one future show. I don't know the answer. If you do, send me a tweet on the Twitter account too. I'll keep an eye on that and see if I get an answer. But I would assume the majority of them still don't have seatbelts. I don't know. Maybe that's something that needs to be looked at a little harder. But sad bus crash there in New Jersey today. Again, man, was it a bad ride all around this morning. Just terrible traffic on the roads, accidents all over the place. One right close to home here in Beverly that turned out to be very sad. A fatal crash in Beverly this morning. It happened early, like just before 5 o'clock, definitely before sunrise. Car into a tree, car flipped over. It was a single driver, one person in the car. They rushed that person to Beverly Hospital, but that person died this morning in Beverly. A very sad situation there. It was a pretty ugly crash, I guess, and I know the traffic choppers were over it, and they said it did not look good, so we knew right away it wasn't good, but it happened right at Brimble Ave, for those of you who might know that area. It's one of the big exits off 128 there in Beverly, so very sad story there, death on the roads in Beverly this morning. Terrible day all around on the roads, though. Man, there was a big tractor trailer, I should say, that rolled over right at the Weston exit there on the Pike, and closed the ramp to 128, which, as you know, is not good. That happened at like 3 this morning. As you know, I'm an early riser, so I was checking all those things out. But that happened like 3 o'clock this morning. Had the ramp closed for quite a while, actually. It was carrying, at first we thought it was produce. I think it ended up being some other sort of food, but that's why it takes so long. It takes a while to get a tractor trailer upright anyway, if you can imagine. Never mind when it's full and carrying a lot of heavy stuff. So that took a while to really get the truck back on the wheels and then get the truck out of there. The truck obviously doesn't work anymore, so that is that situation. Very dicey start to the day on the roads there today, and it just seemed like traffic everywhere. People coming from the north into the city. I am very sorry if you had to drive into Boston to work today, or if you got stuck in any serious traffic. It was a long ride to work, and boy, does that make a Thursday a lot longer when your ride is like that. I work at 3 in the morning, so if you'd like to get up early with me, that's one way to beat the traffic for those of you who are into that. Yes, I'm crazy in that regard. But let's get to some lighter news here of the day. The Sweet Caroline debate is back. You know what I'm talking about here? The Sweet Caroline debate. Feels like it happens like once a year. At least once a year, I would say. People start talking about whether to ditch Sweet Caroline or not at Fenway Park. And the debate is back. It's been in, I think the Globe had a story on it the other day, which kind of rejuvenated all this. It's interesting. I talked with TJ Connolly, who's the Red Sox DJ. I did an interview with him on the last show I had here in Newburyport, and he was telling me that like 5 years ago they actually sat down, the powers that be, the ownership and everything, and somebody did suggest, what do we think, is it time to move away from Sweet Caroline in the middle of the 8th inning? And there was a thought. They almost did it. There was a few people that were like, yes, definitely, please, enough. But they decided to stick with it. Too many people like it. Too many people sing. Too many people have fun with it. So obviously they've kept Sweet Caroline all these years. It's been a long time now. Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline, and the Fenway crowd sings no matter what the score is. So I think I'm at a comfortable level with this particular topic, because let me just give you my feeling on it. I'm not a huge fan. I don't like the song. I don't think it's a great song. But whatever, that's besides the point. There's a lot of not great songs that they play at the ballpark these days. But I'm fine with it being there. I think if whatever gets everybody singing, it's, everybody's happy. Who can have a problem with that? I do have a problem when the Red Sox are down like 12-0, and people are singing along, partying like it's this one great night. I mean, your team is down 12-0. This is not a good time to be singing and celebrating. Come on, this is ridiculous. Also, I feel that way about the wave. Like, don't start the wave when your team's getting crushed or if it's a big moment in the ball game. Like, this is not a time to be doing that. It's like 3-2 in the 8th inning, bases loaded, 2 outs, and you're watching a Red Sox game and they start the wave. I'm not doing the wave right now. I would like to watch the ball game. Anyway, that's how I feel on the matter. Sweet Caroline and the Wave. There you go. You have my 2 thoughts there on issues, topics at Fenway Park regarding the Red Sox. Celtics have this ridiculous break, not back at it till Saturday with the Cavaliers. Boston Celtics, Cavaliers, Saturday. Celtics look to put a stranglehold on the series and go up 3-0 Saturday night. Why do they take all these days off? Well, you know why. It's because of money and television and all that stuff. But Saturday night, Celtics and Cavaliers from Cleveland this time, so that'll be exciting to watch. Hopefully the Celtics can, let's make quick work of the Cavs and get some rest before the NBA Finals. Can you believe we're talking about this Celtics team going to the NBA Finals? Unbelievable. We have a local concert on tap, by the way. Weekend plans, looking to get things started here on the right foot. Local concert, Cheryl Wheeler, Friday, 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Actually, I'm going to grab the flyer right here. Hang on. Very good. I had it out of arm's reach there for a moment. But Cheryl Wheeler, it's part of the Belleville Roots Music Series, 8 o'clock. I'm going to put it up here for the people on the television to see. There is Cheryl Wheeler, an unbelievable voice. Cheryl Wheeler is, we played some of her stuff, we play a lot of it during this show here. Just happens to be in the mix. But tickets are $30 if you get them right now. If you wait until tomorrow, they're $35. If you want to start planning your weekend plans and you think you might be going to see singer-songwriter Cheryl Wheeler at the Belleville stage tomorrow night, make sure you get your tickets today. Save yourself $5 on that front. 300 High Street, the Belleville stage, Newburyport. Award-winning artist. She's great. Really unbelievable voice. So check out Cheryl Wheeler tomorrow night. Great way to start off the weekend, Friday, May 18th. Also, one last shout out here with kind of the local family feel. The boss here, Sarah Hayden, many of you may know. She's on every now and then and kind of is responsible for putting all these programs together on this station, putting this studio together. She does a great job. Got to give a big shout out to her son, Matthew Hayden. Passed all 8 of his Coast Guard exams. Big news coming out of Mass Maritime for Matthew Hayden. I walked into the studio today and I was about to do some prep work for the show, and Sarah had this big smile on her face, and not that that's unusual, but I did have to ask what's going on, and she started clapping and said, big day for my son. So Matthew Hayden, good job passing all the Coast Guard exams at Mass Maritime. Anybody you talk to about that will tell you that is not an easy task. So big news here today in the WJOP Radio family. Congratulations to Matthew Hayden. So we'll get me out of the way here. We got our guests ready to go here on the show. We're going to talk in just a moment about another weekend thing going on this weekend, the Newburyport Chocolate Tour. I know Wynn did some stuff with this morning, so we won't take our guest too much time from our guest, but it's happening this weekend. Maybe you didn't see Wynn's show. I'll take some different angles with it too, but we're going to have a couple members of the Newburyport Chocolate Tour coming in. We'll explain what this thing is and a little something for you to do on your Saturday. Nice little end of the week thing to do here since it's Thursday afternoon. Beautiful day. We can see Friday in the horizon, so I'm excited to kind of have a nice little light topic and a fun topic to talk about here on a Thursday afternoon. Don't forget, follow us at Joppa Afternoons. We'll be right back. That's Joppa Afternoons on Twitter. I should always add that. Don't forget, follow us at Joppa Afternoons on Twitter. There you go. That's the phrasing. So we'll be right back. We'll talk a little chocolate when we get back. My name is Drew Moholland. This is Afternoon Drive on Joppa Radio.
Summer had inhaled and held its breath too long. Winter looked the same as if it never had gone. Through an open window where no curtain hung, I saw you. I saw you coming back to me. One begins to read between the pages of a look, a sheet of sleepy music, and suddenly you're hooked. The rain through the leaves on the trees, that kisses on the run. I saw you. I saw you coming back to me. You can't stay and live my way, scatter my love like leaves in the wind. You always say you won't go away, but I know it always has been. It always has been a transparent dream beneath an occasional sigh. And most of the time I just let it go by. And now I wish it hadn't begun. I saw you, I saw you coming back to me. Small things like reasons are kept in a jar. Whatever happened to wishes wished on a star? Was it just something that I made up for fun? I saw you, I saw you coming back to me. Strolling the hills overlooking the shore, I realized I'd been here before. The shadow in the mist could have been anyone. I saw you, I saw you coming back to me.
All right, welcome back to Afternoon Drive here on WJOP Radio. Thank you for spending a lovely Thursday afternoon with us here. It is getting very nice out there this afternoon. We got producer Lily Doucette in the house as well on the radio side. David Kramer doing the TV side. They do a great job helping us out here, so thank you to both of them. Okay, so a big event this weekend here. Saturday afternoon, 12 o'clock. It is the Newburyport Chocolate Tour, and we're joined here by co-chair Diane Clark and Deb Casey, committee member. You two, thank you so much for coming on here. Short notice. I know Wynn had you on earlier today, so it's obviously a big event. I don't think Wynn and I have ever had somebody in the morning and in the afternoon, so I think this is a first. Congratulations. You're breaking records here.
Thank you. We're feeling important.
There you go. Well, it is important, and Saturday afternoon at 12 o'clock is the chocolate. Well, let's explain first, for those who don't know and for those who haven't heard yet, what is the chocolate tour? What are we doing? Let's do nuts and bolts on what to expect for Saturday.
Okay. This is the 15th Annual Newburyport Chocolate Tour. It is a walking tour of downtown Newburyport. 32 stores will be offering chocolate treats. And once you buy a ticket, and you can do that ahead of time for $15, and we will tell you later how to do that, or the day of, on Saturday, come to the Unitarian Church in Newburyport and you can buy a ticket. You will receive a goodie bag and a map. And you follow the map throughout Newburyport, going store to store for several hours,
Wow.
and collecting your wonderful chocolate samples and checking out the stores as you go along. This is a fundraiser. We give all the money away to beneficiaries. This year we have chosen 4 beneficiaries, as we do every year. And Deb can tell you what those 4 are. Last year we gave away $13,000.
Wow.
So we make a lot of money. It is organized by the Central Congregational Church, which receives no money from this. We are just the organizers of it. And it is a wonderful, fun family event, extremely successful. We only have 400 tickets that we sell. It does sell out, so we encourage people to come. It is rain or shine because it's an indoor event.
That's important for Saturday. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, great thing to do on a rainy Saturday afternoon.
Absolutely. So, and real quickly, before we get to Deb, and she can go through that, Diane, I do have to ask, how do you become a co-chair of the chocolate tour? Is the number one rule you have to love chocolate? I guess that's probably it, right?
No, not really. I'm actually,
No, is that true?
I'm actually a member of the American Red Cross as a volunteer. And the Red Cross, when it was based in Newburyport, ran the chocolate tour for 9 years. And I was part of that and always handled all the volunteers. And once the Red Cross moved out of Newburyport, they very happily welcomed us to take over the fundraiser. So that's how I happen to be part of it, and it's been 15 years now. Unbelievable,
15 years. All right, so Deb Casey, committee member, I know a lot goes into this, a lot of organizations, a lot of support. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that from that angle?
Well, we have 19 committee members, many of whom have been with us for many, many years. We recruit, and we have this year 140 volunteers.
Wow.
Many of them have come and supported us for many years. We get a lot of young people from the schools, the local high schools, the local middle schools, who love to come and help out as well.
Wow.
So it's a real community event. We have lots of people involved.
Unbelievable. And you guys said you sell 400 tickets, so how close are we? I mean, is it something that people need to jump on immediately, or will there be walk-up sales, you think, or don't risk that?
That's what I was doing when you called me. I was counting. We've sold probably 250 tickets already. There will be tickets available on Saturday.
But you're way more than halfway there, huh?
Yes, but please come on ahead, and if there's tickets available, everybody is welcome.
One thing that jumps out at me always with these sorts of things is, you mentioned it too, it's a family event. You can bring kids of all ages. Is that true, or do you cap it at all? There's all ages?
Oh, no, all ages.
Yeah.
And I think one of my best memories was a couple years ago when a birthday group came through of about 13 10-year-olds.
Oh, really?
And I thought it was a great idea for birthday parties. The parents had bought a ticket for every child.
Oh, that's so cool.
And they spent 3 or 4 hours just happily going from store to store. So
that is funny.
It's
great
really,
move by the parents. Get worn out, running to the place to place.
It was wonderful. And we see a lot of families, a lot of mother and daughter. People have bought tickets for Mother's Day, and now that they will come and do the tour on Saturday.
I wish I thought of that.
If I had known, Drew, I would have called you.
Next year. You're 16 for you. Yes, we'll make sure we do that. So what else do people need to know? I mean, the rain or shine thing is very important. We are expecting some rain, so it's indoors. It's a nice thing to do on a rainy Saturday, and really you can spend the whole time, 12 to 4. Do people spend the whole afternoon usually, or?
Absolutely.
Very often.
32 stores.
30. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can get through them quickly if you want, but maybe you can take your time.
So if you're looking to buy a ticket, you want to come to the Unitarian Church on Pleasant Street.
Yep.
We also have advanced ticket sales at the Brass Lion, at the Chamber of Commerce, and at the Newburyport Oil Company in the Tannery.
I talked with, was it Ed today over at the Brass Lion? Is that the
yes.
Ed? He's a very nice gentleman, and seemed very busy, actually. He actually still made time for me somehow. I told him he could go. He goes, okay, you sure you got all the info you needed? And he had given me your info, but very nice man, Ed, at the Brass Lion.
So we're selling tickets the day of the event, but remember it's an extra $5 more if you buy it the day of the event.
Yep.
If you get it ahead of time, then it's $15. And for a family, it's really an inexpensive outing.
Yeah.
You buy one ticket, and you can spend hours gathering a lot of candy, a lot of treats.
Absolutely. What's some memorable stories? You gave me the one about the birthday parties. What's some memorable stories from years past? Any good or bad? There been any issues with this thing that is just kind of funny along the way?
Well, we do have one cautionary tale.
That's what we're looking for.
Quinn's.
Yep.
Is a relatively new store in the Tannery.
Yeah.
And they're dog treats. So don't eat the dog treat.
Oh, gotcha. Yes, and the whole dog chocolate thing is not good, I think, right? If you, that's
right.
I always try not to feed my dog chocolate. I'm not sure why, but I just know you're not supposed to do it.
We'd like to tell you about the beneficiaries, too.
Absolutely. Take the, grab that mic there. Absolutely.
Every year we choose the beneficiaries, groups that we give the money to. It's always local groups. This year we have chosen Lucy's Love Bus, which is over in Amesbury.
Yep.
That helps children with cancer to have other activities that are not normally covered by insurance. Also helps with transportation costs. We chose the Pelican Intervention Fund. This is a group that was started by 3 local people to help with the opiate recovery programs.
That's a big issue.
Yes. We always choose an animal group. This year it's Nevins Farm over in Methuen. That's our local animal shelter.
Okay.
And then our 4th one is one that we always have, and that's the Councils on Aging. Their prescription refill programs, and our money helps senior citizens cover their co-pays.
Wow.
And we do that for the Councils on Aging in Amesbury, Salisbury, Newburyport, and Newbury.
Wow.
So every organization gets a check. In June, we bring them all to the Central Church, and we have a wonderful ceremony, and we present them with bouquets of roses and a nice, healthy check.
Oh, how lovely. Diane Clark again and Deb Casey with the Newburyport Chocolate Tour. You mentioned choosing those beneficiaries, too. I wonder, that can't be, you don't take that lightly, I assume. That can be tough, choosing who you want this to go to. Am I right? Quite the process. Either one of you. Whoever wants to grab the mic, go for it.
The committee is very energetic and very well connected in the community. So we keep our ears open, as it were, all year round to decide, to choose, to gather, and then we vote on them, and we always choose 4. Although, as Diane said, we always have one for the Council on Aging Prescription Refill Drug Fund, because that's so important.
And some of those do seem timely. I know I jumped in when you said the opioid, obviously a major crisis that maybe wasn't getting as much attention maybe 10, 15 years ago. Today it's obviously a major news story almost every day, so some of these are more timely than others, and they probably change from each year. You add very cool, so it's a nice thing.
We also always include a fund for animals. We pick a fund that's for animals. We try to target youth as well. Yep. And then, of course, the elders.
All right.
So we try to cover all the bases.
And what kind of age groups do you have here? Do you get young kids to all the way up to grandparents and everything?
Yes.
Everybody.
And our volunteers are anywhere from middle school right up into mid-80s.
No kidding. And you said you had 140, right? 140.
Right now we have 140
volunteers
scheduled for Saturday.
That is crazy. How do you get 140 volunteers for something? That's incredible.
You know, it's not too difficult, actually.
Really?
A lot of the National Honor Society, the high school students are coming for community service. But a lot of people are repeating. You know, it's a couple hours where you stand in a store, you greet people, you hand out chocolate, and that's it. It's 2 hours, and everybody's happy. It's really a very happy event.
It's amazing how chocolate does that, doesn't it?
It's chocolate, and then we have a wonderful motto, which is eat chocolate, be happy, and do good.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Really
have you made T-shirts yet? That seems like a great T-shirt.
Okay. We always have T-shirts.
Always have T-shirts.
Yes.
Very good. Well, I know you two have a very busy here as we quickly approach Saturday's Newburyport Chocolate Tour. Again, Saturday, noontime to 4 p.m. Go spend the whole 4 hours if you want. But get your tickets today or tomorrow, because it saves you $5 if you do it before Saturday, and they are going quickly. So, again, big thanks to Diane Clark and Deb Casey. A busy day for you two over here.
Thank you.
We appreciate it very much, and good luck with everything come Saturday.
Thank you. Come see us if you can.
Absolutely. All right. Diane Clark and Deb Casey, thank those two very much. We'll be right back with much more Afternoon Drive in just a moment. My name is Drew Moholland. Keep it here, WJOP Radio.
She been all around the world making honey. Now she is coming back home to me.
into the arms of love. Open the gate, no time to wait. Surrender to the arms of love.
All right, welcome back to Afternoon Drive here on WJOP Radio. My name is Drew Moholland. A big thanks to Diane Clark, the co-chair of the Newburyport Chocolate Tour, and Deb Casey, committee member there. Great event Saturday, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. It's going to rain Saturday, I think, pretty much the entire day, so that is a great event. It's indoors, so chocolate indoors, stay out of the rain, all that stuff. Money goes to a good cause. It is a good thing to do on your Saturday afternoon, especially where it looks like you won't be golfing Saturday afternoon. So there is that. Big thanks to Diane and Deb for appearing here on WJOP Afternoon Drive. And Friday night, again, just to keep you on tap on what's going on around here. Friday night, 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Cheryl Wheeler, the live Belleville Roots music series over at 300 High Street there. Legendary singer-songwriter Cheryl Wheeler. So get your tickets for that in advance. You should get them today, because if you get them tomorrow, you lose $5. It's $30 today, $35 tomorrow. So 8 o'clock tomorrow, Cheryl Wheeler in town. A very exciting take. So to kind of end the week here, we're bringing in the boss, Sarah Hayden. Sarah, how are you? Good to see you again. Well, let's kind of do like a little stations happening here. First of all, I feel like you've been very busy this month here as we kick off the spring. Things organized yet, or?
Yeah, we are very busy, and no, they're not quite done yet. It just, everything sort of came at one time, and we've always had, few staff, because that's just the way our resources are. Yep. But we're trying to do a lot. So in order to do that, we had to do a lot. We are doing a lot of setting things up and stuff that will probably, once it's done, it's really not needed to be done again. It's like really setting up a lot of systems, policies. Everything basically had to change when we moved, which, I mean, I knew I did consider that when we were moving, but this was such a good opportunity and such a good idea for sustainability into the future. So I thought I got to jump on it. The board was behind me. I said, let's just do it. Yep. And I have wanted to jump off a bridge or out the one-story window here. David and I laugh because I'm jumping out the window. It's rolling out the window onto the gravel. But, it is slowly coming together. That's why we're only opened 2 days for members during this time. And it probably will continue till the end of the summer because things take so long. I actually started on the new website before the decision was made to move, which was a big undertaking. That was going to be like our major thing happening.
Websites are big projects.
Yes. I wouldn't have started that, actually. If we knew we were going to move, I would have said, let's get that done first, then we'll do the website. Well, so the website looks really great. It will have a lot more interactive pieces once we have time to put the content out, all the policies, the things that it's connected to. When our social media has all been sort of decided, it's slowly coming together.
Absolutely. And I always tell people, I actually began the show by mentioning it as I was looking out the window, and nice 4 windows in this place. You can get good views of the basketball courts and everything on a nice Thursday afternoon. It's very nice. I think we're kind of spoiled here of how nice the setup really is. You guys did a great job when you built this place.
Yes, it has been a great move to come here. People like it. People like the facility, the space. The space is about 1,000 square feet smaller than where we came from.
Yeah, every guest mentions it.
Yeah, that's nice to hear. It is. And we still have a few more things we're doing. It's not quite finished, but it's, it's been really great.
And for people who don't understand, it's not just this is a fairly spacious studio here too, but Sarah does TV stuff in the other studio. We have guests on television that goes out, of course, on Port TV, and David Kramer's a very busy man. We were just having a fun.
Would not come on. He's a big chicken.
Yeah, I want to talk to him about these are his new cameras that we get set up. I got the new shots, which I think are working out. I know you weren't sure when David started unplugging things and plugging things back in. That made you nervous, I know. But he seems to be a very competent individual, that David Kramer.
Yeah, what's really cool is he has this. It's a tiny little camera.
I still don't understand this thing yet.
It's a 360-degree camera. It's very small, and he was trying to get it also to be able to go live on YouTube so that would be live as well. Yeah. But it's very small, and it gets so hot, it shuts it down. So he just records it now so that it's on YouTube. After the fact, he'll load it. But you can move around because it's we can only post them on YouTube because that's the only place that we can use the 360 option, or what is it called? The view for 360. We can't put it on our channel like that. It doesn't work yet.
Right.
It's very cool though. They can look around the whole studio.
It is cool.
Yeah.
It's very nice. Yeah.
It kind of bothers me. It's like a little eyeball looking at you.
I usually, until the other day when you handed it to me and showed me the how it actually looks, I didn't even notice it. Now I can't stop looking at it. So, but well, it's very interesting. He did a good job with the cameras, and it's a great studio. What I know you had some stuff you wanted to talk about as far as events on tap. Well, I noticed you didn't bring in any notes, so it's all going to be off the top of your head. So we'll quiz you on this.
That's fine. I know we have some good summer programs for young people. Some of our senior high school students had put some flyers together and have posted them. But we have a it's called video production, which we always have, but that's for grades. I think it's 3 to 6, and then for middle school we have a news production, which is new, should be very fun. And we also have music productions. So those are all through Newburyport Youth Services. They can go online there and register. They're the way that they always register. It's open to anybody.
How old are you in 3rd grade these days?
9, I think.
9 years old? Wow.
Yeah, we
so
used
start
to have
them young.
like 9 to, it was almost any age, and Joe Keery taught a lot of those classes, and Matt Getz, and there was a lot of these guys that came through the charter school, which, we've had a lot of people have come through the charter school that have been great with the classes. But then I think we narrowed it down like 3 to 6, and then 7th, 8th, and 9th. So it's a little bit different. But having the wide age also worked because they took on different roles. But
we see kids in here. There was another program going on. I guess it was like a month ago. Is that still going? But there was like a bunch of little kids running around here. I thought I was in the wrong place for a second.
They were great. That was very funny. There were 4 boys, and actually one didn't continue, but 3 of them did put together some really funny. They think they're very funny. They actually are very funny if you look at it from a boy's perspective, a young boy perspective. Yeah, they're very funny.
They were shooting outside, running.
So that was after-school video production.
After-school video production. Okay. And then what else did I want to ask you about? So let's mention it. I told you I wouldn't ask you about it, but I think I'm going to anyway. So a big day for your son. I walked in, you had the big smile on. I figured you either had everything technically going correct for you today, or something good happened with your son, and it was the part with your son.
Well, it's 2 things. We had the mayor's breakfast for scouting this morning, which is the Spirit of Adventure district and the mayor coming together to nominate people who in the community who have been nominated for their amazing citizenship. So it's distinguished service or something like that. It's they have the qualities of an Eagle Scout, so they put those 2 things together.
Right.
So the Eagle Scout speaker this year was Sam Spinney, which was totally awesome. We just think Sam did a great job. He moved everybody. It was really wonderful.
Nice.
And then the people that were honored were Vicki Hendrickson for her work at the Literary Festival and for adult education, and Ann Ormond for her work in the chamber and just all her volunteer work, her singing, her just great contribution to the community, and to the Moats. Skip and Marge Moats, who have done a tremendous amount of work at the library with archiving, and they've done some new work on the Yankee Clipper, the Heritage Trail that's coming, the new section. And it's just a really great event, because it's like a cross section of people.
Yep.
So you get there and everybody's talking to everybody. Goes, oh, I didn't know you were here, because it's just like a variety of people. It was really great.
Oh, that is cool. It's great memory. No notes. Look at you. I'm very impressed.
I have to say, and yes, my son passed his Coast Guard exams today, so he's going to be a 3rd class engineer.
That is fantastic. 8 you said, right? 8 exams?
8 out of 8. Yep.
8 out of 8.
Yeah. So
how does it work? Do you have to pass them all? Or?
The Deckies have to pass 7 out of 7. Engineers 8 out of 8. You can retake 2 exams. So if you don't pass 2 this week, because they're all this week, you could still graduate, but there's some time that you have to take them, within time. But he gets to ring the bell today, which is the big deal.
That is cool.
And of course he can get a job too. That's another big deal.
Do you get that on video, or is that very much inside baseball? I can see the military saying that's for us. It's like so Mass Maritime. Some people do commission into the military, and they have for Merchant Marines that Kings Point is the commissioned U.S. Merchant Marine. I don't know what they call it. They're Merchant Marines. They're with the U.S. Armed Forces. But as a Merchant Marine, he doesn't have to commission into military, but in order to work on a ship, you have to pass the Coast Guard exams, which is why the Coast Guard sort of oversees the operations at Mass Maritime in terms of getting kids tested, and they have to meet certain regulations and health regulations and hours and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So you must be very proud today.
I'm very proud. He's very relieved. It's very, very
stressful.
exciting.
Yeah, you think high school exams are tough, kids. Try passing 8 of the Coast Guard.
And he still has his finals, but this is separate.
Yeah.
So it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
It's a lot. How's he handle it? Is he a kind of a stressed, high-strung person, or more laid back?
It's hard to say. He appears more laid back, I think, but he's
a lot going on up there.
Yeah, and he's also the second in command. He's XO of his 6th company, which is totally awesome too. I got to say, I'm very proud of him.
When did you know he was going to be heading in that direction?
Well, he was an Eagle Scout, which is why he was one of the Eagle speakers at the this Mayor's Breakfast for Scouting. So I've been involved with that for 6 years. He's always kind of been a quiet leader.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was going to take on that role at Mass Maritime, which I just think I'm very happy for him. He's done a great job.
That is great. And I remember, I'm just trying to dig back to a conversation we had. He did like the lifeguarding in town for a while too, didn't he?
Yes, he was a lifeguard. He got his BSA guard at Scout Camp, and then he worked for Paul Hogg here at Plum Island, and he did save a girl. Yes, he is wonderful.
I remember that news story. Yes.
I know other mothers are like, oh, God bless Sarah Hayden, going on and on about her son, but we all mothers do, and dads do too. It's just
That's a
great.
big day for Matthew, so I'm happy to give him the shout out here today. As we go forward in the spring, what should we be looking forward to? Maybe here at the station, but also as far as just events and planning for the. Well, I guess we're kind of in the middle of spring into summer. Let's put it that way. As the weather finally gets nice, let's put it that way.
So for our facility,
yeah, let's start there.
I am putting together membership. Our membership before was, I realized, just really antiquated. It's just not what people do. Some people do take out the cameras for smaller things, but that people are not taking out cameras for making half-hour shows or coming into the studio anymore. I mean, there's a handful, but not really. So I'm trying to think of things that are really helpful to people if they become a member. So that should be up on our website soon, but it's not yet. We also have...
Do you have an official... are you keeping the, what do you call it, domain, or we're not there yet?
We have ncmhub.org.
Okay.
It's up, it's running, it's live,
okay, cool.
And there is information. It's not as interactive, and we're going to do a video of like how to get around it, but we have the streams are running. So channel 8 is live stream all the time, channel 9 is live stream all the time. We have VOD on there, which is also on YouTube, but we have our own VOD with all the shows that we run. So you just go to the share. There's Learn, Create, Share, Engage. So it's under share. And we have a new channel, which I haven't even really talked about yet because it's not really loaded.
Are we breaking news here?
Yes, it's called Waterside. David sort of came up with the 98 at the end, Waterside 98. We're not quite settled if it'll be channel, like the Waterside channel, but it's kind of named after the area in Newburyport, which was the Waterside. It was like a settlement or area where people were, the workers in this area, and that sort of group came together to separate from Newbury, and they became Newburyport. I think I've got that right.
Wow.
Because the channel will be Arts and Culture, History, and Maritime. So that's the new channel, but more about that another time.
Excellent. Let's give, we don't usually get a chance to do this, so David Kramer, you two are always like working side by side in there. I know you very dependable. You have lovely things to say about him, I know.
David's great. We have worked really hard. There's a lot to do.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to do, and just we've tried, there's a lot
Whenever
to do.
you and I don't know what's going on technically, we run to David and scream for help.
David has been doing the scheduling right now to make things easier because now we have 8, 9, 98, and the radio. And because the radio simulcast, we're looking at all 4 as the distribution channels and trying to make sure we have things balanced, and then also be able to run our bulletin boards, which are kind of developing into more like a mini channel. We'll be working on really building a lot of content this summer with the student workers who are going to be coming they're all graduating from high school, so they'll be working very hard this summer helping
Crazy
me
time.
out. I look forward to that.
I get that impression as I call over here, especially, we get a lot of the high school guests on. You call over and everybody's like, it's exam week, we got games, nobody can do anything. it's very crazy.
AP exams, I know, they work hard.
They do.
It's stressful.
It is. It's not stressful. There's a weekend of events here.
Yes,
which one are you doing? You doing both of these? You doing the chocolate one or
I
the
might stop by the Unitarian
Cheryl Wheeler?
Church and get some raffle tickets for the basket because I'm really trying to avoid chocolate because I'm in the Couch to 5K for the Tara Kynes Foundation run, the Flag Day run.
Yeah.
Which I'm like the last. If people go by the group,
that's a tough counter balance there.
It's really hard. But I am going to see Cheryl Wheeler.
You are going to go see Cheryl Wheeler?
Oh, yeah, she's awesome, yeah. That's unbelievable.
So again, that's 8 p.m.
So
tomorrow
chocolate
night.
is awesome all the time, but Cheryl Wheeler's here Friday night.
Wow, what a line. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Very good. See, that's why you are who you are. Very good. All right, well, Sarah Hayden, I like doing that. I like catching up with things at the station here and events. You have your finger on the pulse of everything around here, so I'm glad we had you on. We have a couple minutes left, so we'll take our last break here. I'll come back and wrap things up, but big thanks to Sarah Hayden, and a big congrats to your son.
And I'll just say one other thing, too, because there is another radio piece on, and that's Joe DBA's show, The Pulse.
Yes, good idea.
Which is Saturdays, 9 o'clock. Go to the Newburyport News, the Daily News website, and you can pick it up right there live. And I'm sure he's got something happening tomorrow because there's so much going on this weekend. So it's 9 o'clock.
Yep.
Live out of their location downtown.
Excellent. It is a busy weekend, it feels like.
Yeah.
And it's hopefully the rain can kind of hold off a little bit Saturday. It doesn't affect the chocolate thing, but
no.
Tomorrow night's going to be nice.
Chocolate's good all the time.
Chocolate's good all the time. All right, big thanks to Sarah Hayden. We'll be back to wrap things up in just a moment here on WJOP Radio Afternoon Drive. My name is Drew Moholland. We'll be right back.
So I called you last night on the telephone. You were all alone, and so was I. You said that you were just leaving the twilight zone on the telephone. Me, my. So I asked you if you knew the way to Annandale in the Cadillac by the all-night carnival. And did you have a favorite memory like the ones in me, a flying Harley in a wooden boat? You bought that big green car from Detroit City, out where the factories glow. That big green car, it weren't so pretty, you know. So we talked about nothing for a little while, and we had a smile on the telephone. You told me about the heart of the crocodile on the River Nile and your best diplomatic tones. And you and I, we saw the light of day in a funny way through the green tinted windshield. Sometimes a crocodile, he turns away from the easy prey. His heart makes his jaws yield. You and your crocodile from Detroit City, out where the factories glow. You and the car, you sure look pretty, you know. So I called you last night on the telephone. There was no one home, I know why. I'd love to hear your voice on my telephone from the twilight zone. Me, oh my. I'd buy you a brand new Cadillac if that'd bring you back, but you've already gone. So I think about the heart of the crocodile, and it makes me smile. I got kids of my own. You and your crocodile from Detroit City, out where the factories glow. You and the car, you sure look pretty. You
All right, welcome back to Afternoon Drive here on WJOP Radio. My name is Drew Moholland. Thank you so much for being here on a Thursday afternoon. We had a lot of fun here. Multiple guests today. That was very exciting. Again, a big thanks to our first guest, the Newburyport Chocolate Tour, big event Saturday, 12 o'clock, 12 to 4. Big thanks to co-chair Diane Clark and Deb Casey, committee member. Get on over there to the Newburyport Chocolate Tour, again, 12 o'clock to 4 p.m. Saturday afternoon. It's indoors, which again might be important with the rain. Very good. So that is Saturday. The night before that, Friday, Cheryl Wheeler. I'll put that back up one more time. Cheryl Wheeler. If you don't have your tickets yet, get them quickly. Cheryl Wheeler, a great musician, a great voice. We've played her stuff on here many times. If you've been listening, you've heard it. $30 today, $35 tomorrow if you want tickets. So if you're definitely going to go, jump on it today. Oh, and look at that. I didn't even notice that on the flyer. If you're under 18, young high school kids, listen up. Under 18, tickets are only $10. How cool is that? I wish I saw that earlier, not just at the end of the show, but very cool. So for some young kids that are into good music and a great voice, Friday, May 18th, tomorrow, 8 p.m., Belleville Roots Music Series, 300 High Street, 8 p.m. start for Cheryl Wheeler. She's fantastic. Sarah Hayden's going to that. Big thanks to Sarah for jumping on the show as well. One other promotion on a very, very busy weekend ahead here in Newburyport, one that escaped me for the moment, but we had a couple guests on that were part of this a couple weeks ago. I want to make sure I get in one quick thing on this as well. Sunday, 6 o'clock reception, 7 o'clock film for Bombshell. Bombshell is Sunday. We gave away some free tickets to this. Who won those free tickets? The Twitter handle, I think, is Dapper was his Twitter handle, I think. So he ended up getting the tickets. He said, I've never won anything in my life, which was kind of funny. So that was nice to be able to give those free tickets away. We didn't give them away. The producers of the show did. But man, let me see. I'm just trying to see who won the tickets. The Dabbler. That's right, on Twitter. He said, thank you. And I've never won anything in my life, which I thought was a funny line. So he's going to see Bombshell, and hopefully you are too. Sunday, May 20th, again, 6 p.m. reception, 7 o'clock film. So this Sunday, it's only $20 a ticket, so that will be fun as well. Hopefully you can get a chance to go over and see that. That's going to do it for another edition of Afternoon Drive here on WJOP Radio. Hopefully you're going to one of those things if you're sticking around town in Newburyport, or maybe you're listening from out of town and you're coming in to see a couple of those things. That is very cool as well. And have a great weekend. Again, Saturday looking a little rainy. Tomorrow looks nice if you can maybe get out of work a little bit early, start the weekend early. Very cool. Maybe you can do that. But yeah, tomorrow nice. I think Sunday nice. Saturday just sandwiched in between, a little rough. So end of the week strong tomorrow, folks. I've enjoyed it. Nice little kind of fun, low-key show today. Moved a couple of guests in and out. Quick moving show. Always fun to do here on Afternoon Drive on WJOP Radio. We'll be back here next week, Tuesday, 3 p.m., same time, same place. Don't forget, follow the show at Joppa Afternoons on Twitter, at Joppa, J-O-P-P-A, Afternoons on Twitter. My name is Drew Moholland. Big thanks to radio producer Lily Doucette. Big thanks to TV producer David Kramer. They do a great job getting us on the radio, on the TV, on the live stream, and on YouTube later on, which we'll post for you later on at some point. My name is Drew Moholland. This has been Afternoon Drive. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Good Friday into Saturday, into Sunday. Stay dry on Saturday. Enjoy the great events. Have a great weekend, folks. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for your feedback.